Hey, this is Mason from Mason's Forex Trading and Investments. Please take note of the risk disclaimer. Everything shown in this video is strictly for educational purposes. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and like and share this video with your friends and family. Also, please click the YouTube notification bell so that you can receive an alert for my new videos. You can also find us on Facebook as Mason's Forex Trading and Investments by liking our page. For this video, I hope you decide to stay for the part where I reveal the ultimate secrets that no one is telling you about the Forex industry and why 90% of traders fail. Today I start with my personal trading plan, which will be used to eliminate or refocus on the priorities in Forex trading. Or in this video, or the plan of the video is to make you part of the 10% who go on to potentially succeed in the Forex trading industry. So if you're looking at the setup, my plan is developed as I have to make sure I do not trade based on emotion. This is a very important aspect in the trading environment or in any business or profession. Trading is an intentionally emotional profession, and if I do not follow an objectively constructed trading plan that predefines all of my actions in the market, then I am certainly going to become an emotional trader who will lose money. I must have confidence in myself and my ability. I must believe in my trading success. I must believe in my trading strategy or method. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. Very, very important aspect in the psychology industry. So what happens here, if you look at research and you look at how humanity has progressed in the past, the information or a lot of research indicates that many or most of the population believe that they're not worthy, or something stems from within, or a belief structure which says that we are not worthy. So I'll give you an example for this aspect. Let's just say in your household, if you grew up believing, or they told you, or your parents told you money does not grow on trees. That's one example. Or if your parents told you that it's very difficult to get money, or everyone must work very hard to get money. Those sets of belief structures based on your bringing up will definitely affect you as you go through life. You might not even notice it. It'll be a subconscious action, or you would be taking subconscious actions without you even knowing. So this is why I have this in my trading plan. For me, it's very important and highly significant because I have had those statements made by my home, from where I come, or my belief structures is money is difficult to achieve or difficult to get. I'm definitely affected by that, hence I have it. Even though I may feel that I don't have proper support or trading is lonely, I will support me. Very important aspect as we go through trading. You'll notice it's, even though you may or may not have mentors, and I am honestly totally against the concept of mentors and mentorship. But anyway, if you don't have support from parents, your partners, and whoever's around you, friends, for example, 6, if they don't give you any support, you must be the support for you. This is the reason why I wrote this. I am the support for me. I need no one to give me the support. And if you look at many highly successful businesses, they have found ways to support themselves, or they support themselves in whatever they do. They're not expecting validation or anything from any other person. So this is a very important aspect. Let us quickly go. If you look at here, I must have confidence in myself and my ability. I quickly will share a story. Back in 2016, it was the first time I actually took a trade on live. And for me, the emotions in the trading or during that time were extremely high. I was literally nervous and shaking before I placed my first trade on my live account. So the point here is, or what I need to bring your attention is, confidence is a skill and you can wire confidence in yourself. Now, if you look at myself and my story, many years ago, 4 years or 5 years ago, I used to have sleepless nights. If I place a few trades, there'll be the panic of whether the trade is going to, whether I'm going to make some money, lose some money. It was that, and it affected my sleep. If you look at me now, there's been a change. In my case, there's been a massive commitment to self-development. To put that into perspective, that's been approximately 2,000 hours of committing to self-development, and I'll never stop. And in my videos, I've shared a video on backtesting, or how to backtest your strategy. I'll leave the link of that video in the description on YouTube. But please have a look at that video. What I've noticed is, when I committed to the backtesting and testing my strategy using previous data, is psychologically there's and with respect to confidence, there has been a massive increase in confidence within myself. So unfortunately, and based on my opinion, it takes time. Unfortunately, you can't get rich in 3 months. You can't, in my opinion, you can never be rich in 3 months. You can never be rich, do a course in 2 weeks or 2 days or 3 days and expect to be profitable or competent in trading. Trading is a career. Furthermore, now that I have the backtesting results and I have the backtesting information, I also have the confidence in that system or in that trading setups that I test, or that strategy. So I'm able to execute trades now on live without being nervous and without having the stress of not sleeping, or the worry of whether the trade will go in my favor or go against in me. So I am sharing things based on what I have done and what has worked on me. Hence, I also, if you look at my first video, I also did a video on why you do not need a mentor or signals. And that's one of the reasons it all came down to backtesting, or one of the reasons we're backtesting. So you can see we've been talking or chatting for approximately 10 minutes, and I have not even got to the point of trading strategy, which has been aggressively marketed on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. All these mentors keep telling us about that, and that, in my opinion, is misleading, or it is the most misleading information. Okay, so let's get back to the trading plan. Daily trading affirmation. I will visualize my success by seeing the trade play out and be fully prepared before entering any trade. Preparation is knowing what news or the news that is coming out for the week and marking levels on the chart before the market opens. This work must be done during the weekend. You can do your analysis on the weekend and you can prepare before the week starts. I will never enter a trade without first consulting my trading plan because my trading plan is what keeps me objective and eliminates emotion from my trading. And that is what will make me consistently profitable over the long term. That is self explanatory, and hence why I love the trading plan, if you can say it like that. When I enter a trade, I will not touch the trade or edit the trade, removing all emotions and remaining firm on my initial observations. The exceptions are moving a stop loss to break even or trailing my stops. This is also self-explanatory. We create this plan and this plan must be followed. So these are rules or, or, or things that must be followed for us to be consistently profitable. I will never trade over my risk threshold and will stick to my predetermined risk, which is 1 to 3%. I will never revenge trade or try to trade excessively when money has been lost. This forms an emotional trade. This is very common. If you lose, unfortunately, we are human and there's pain attached to losing money. And one of the important aspects to bring to your attention is you will lose money and you will feel fear, you will feel uncomfortable, you will feel unworthy. So all these words and all this structured plan, you can see it's very in-depth and very structured, is to self-coach you again. We are self-coaching ourselves to be highly successful in this field. So let us go down. I have to strictly monitor my emotions. If there is any situation which affects my emotions, then I must not trade. Take note that this must be followed strictly. Criteria may include death or loss of loved ones, any arguments or disrespectful situations, insults or dwelling from any situation, any fights or arguments with a partner, that's if you're dating or involved with someone, or with family, friends, and any other emotional feelings moving through my mind. Now, this is a very, very important aspect. We are, or when we are trading to be highly professional in the field. Now, if you're having arguments with your family, for example, sakes, and you put trades, there's a high probability of you doing wrong things in your trading. Or if you had a death or loss of someone, you'll be highly emotional. You'll have fear in you. You'll have regret. You'll have there's many aspects which affect you mentally or psychologically. So the best thing, or my best opinion, or this is what I use for myself, is I will not be trading when this is going on. I will monitor my emotions, and then since it's written here, and we read it, and I can read it. This is a reminder. that I won't be trading in this situation. There is no need to trade everything. I will look for great setups or high probability setups. This is very important. We don't need to take every single trade that we see or anything that looks similar or is the same as our strategy or technique. So very, very important. When emotions of confidence appear, I need to go back to my trading plan. What's important to mention here is if you start to feel that you're making money or you're in the zone of making money, what will happen is you may start increasing your risk. You may start doing something that you're not supposed to do, which is not based on your trading plan. We are emotional human beings. We all are equal, and these are the challenges we are going to have. And this is what I bring forward or what I use personally for myself. I must never bet my house, family, car, and other assets ever ever to be involved in this field. I'm not sure where I got this information from, but I remember once reading this concept and it struck an idea in me. What happens is if you look at research and you look at different hedge funds, for example, some of them hedge hedge positions, and you'll find that they at the end of the day they may end up losing everything that they have invested or everything that they've used for that investment. So this is more grounding affirmation. Don't if you in essence don't go take out loans, don't bet your house, don't bet your family, don't take up loans with people with the banks to trade, don't become overconfident. So very important to bring to your attention. Trade like a casino always. What this means is if you look at how the casino industry operates is they have a few people who win or a certain percentage of people who win. And now because they are the business, they entice people to gamble, to use their money. As you know, if you go to a casino, it's a very emotional. When you win in, you're excited, and when you lose, you feel like you don't want to be alive, if you can say it like that. Unfortunately, that's how sometimes it feels like because you've lost all your money. That's how our emotions play with us, and that's how the casino makes money. But the point I'm trying to make is the casino manages the risks. They'll have a few people in a month who will win, for example, $100,000, maybe $50,000. These are the big winners. Let's just say they will have maybe five big winners. They know how to manage it. They manage those machines that are on the floor are all programmed and set up. I don't know exactly how it works, but they have their technique of managing risk. So in a quick summary, we must trade like a casino also. In the sense, we must manage our risk and let our winners run. I am not a gambler, but an investor and business owner. I am the leader for Mason's Forex Trading and Investments. I need to focus on the process. Money will come in time. Very, very important. Focus on the process. There is not enough emphasis on this in our Forex industry, which is extremely disappointing. Everyone or majority of the people or mentors or whatever you want to call them, they keep on focusing on the money. And that's the most destructive part about the Forex industry is when you focus on the money. So when you're focusing on the money, you're going to have times where you don't have that money or you lose. Then what happens? So you or we as traders, we need to focus on the process. If you ask him what is the process, The process is sticking to your trading plan and following it every day or every trade that you make. I must make sure that I concentrate when placing orders. There should be no silly mistakes with respect to buying and selling. So what happens here is, in my case, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I mistakenly opened up I think it was a one standard lot, and my account is not big. I have, let's just say, $150. So you've got to be very careful with this, because if you open up a wrong trade, and emotionally you'll be driven to either leave the trade without a stop loss, or you'll want the trade to go positive so you can make money. So the best advice I can give here when you're in this situation is don't be too hard on yourself. If you have made this mistake, please don't make the mistake again, because opening up incorrect lot sizes can cause you to lose considerable. You can even lose your whole account. So please, if you do open up a wrong order which is not based on your trading plan, please, you need to close that order immediately. Remember, we are emotional beings. Don't trick yourself or believe that the trade will go in your favor. There might be a possibility, but don't go with luck. Remember, in the market, you can be making $100,000 a month, you can be making $1 million a month. I don't care what you make, but at the end of the day, we don't have no control of this forex market. This market can either really go in our favor and work out, or it can destroy whatever we have. So that's why trading is extremely risky, and we say all capital invested can be lost, or you can lose it. Now this is a lovely one. Never ever consume alcohol, drugs, medication, etc. during my trading. Now this is very, very important, and your mental capacity will be reduced if you're under the influence of alcohol, drugs, medication, etc. It will definitely affect your trading capacity, because you're not at your full state or full conscious level. So please stay away from, if you're drinking alcohol and trading, please no, don't do that. Please no drugs. Medication, be very careful of your medication. This will make you drowsy, sleepy. Same with drugs and alcohol, they make you drowsy, sleepy. So please let us trade, and let us trade professionally. So beware of that. I must never place a trade while watching another video or engaged in another activity other than trading. I must make sure that I choose the right lot size, and this can lead to my account being destroyed. So I've mentioned this before, and then I've also mentioned I made the same mistake. So when you're trading, you'll be trading professionally. What that means is no one must be around you or interfering with you or bothering you. You need to treat this as high-tech business transactions. So please make sure together we must not be watching TV while we placing trades. We must not be listening to or watching music videos or etc., because this destroys your concentration and it distracts you. So please take note of that. If I am employed, then I must look at the higher time frames, as it would be senseless to trade the 15-minute charts, as I can't see the charts every 15 minutes. So what this means is, if you work in, you will have a trading plan based on the higher time frames. which comes as recommended. If you work in, it's impossible, or most of the time it's not possible for you to view 15 minutes charts or trade the smaller time frames. So hence you I think I mentioned it in the beginning of the video, that a trading plan is something which is personal. So based on your lifestyle and what's occurring in your life, you will have to develop your trading plan. So higher time frames, let me see if I can bring out the charts. If you work in, you can look at anything from H4 to monthly. Or so anything from H4 to monthly. If you are not working, you can look at anything from the minutes to the 1 hourly. So this comes recommended, and you need to back test according to your lifestyle. So what that means is, if you work in and you don't have much time to look at charts, you need to test data between the 4 hourly, either the 4 hourly, the daily charts, the weekly charts, and the monthly charts. Your testing or your back testing will only be involved in those time frames. If you're unemployed, you can test, and you can actually trade any of these time frames if you're at home. So it would depend on your personality. It would also depend on, are you a long-term trader? Are you a short-term trader? Are you prepared? Do you have the capacity to look at shorter time frames where there's much more market fluctuations or much more chart data? Or are you a person who's more into looking at the charts just a few days at a time, or maybe each day per time? So, or every 4 hour, for example, you're trading the 4 hour charts. So as you can see, it will determine, or it will be determined by your own personality. Okay, let us get back to the trading plan. Trading goals. Short-term trading goals: to make consistent profits each month on my demo account, to be a patient and disciplined trader who follows my plan. You'll see here I mentioned demo account. Within your demo account, and if you really want to build your skills and you want to super boost your skills, ramp up your skills, whatever you can define it as, spend time here in your demo for as long as you can. You'll learn so much in your demo account, and after you back test your strategy, then you can test it or see how it operates in your demo account. So there's no rush for anyone to jump to your live account to become rich in 3 months. That's not necessary. I will analyze on MT4 and execute the trade on MT4 computer. So it will depend on you. I prefer using the computer. I don't take any trades on the mobile application. So it'll depend on you and what you want to do. Some trades would require me to wait for an entry, and thus I will use MT4, which is MetaTrader 4, by the way. Investing.com, myfxbook.com, as a monitor with email alerts or sell stops, buy stops or limits. What's important to bring to your attention here is, I don't like using MT4 on the aspect of sending emails or alerts, but you can use it if your MetaTrader 4 is continuously connected to the internet. If it's not connected to the internet, you're not going to receive any email alerts. So I prefer, if there's a specific price level that I would like to view or I want an alert for, I normally use investing.com or my FX book. So all these, using this is free services. It's free on investing.com, and it's free alerts from my fxbook.com. You don't pay for anything. Okay, so long-term trading goals. To build my trading account through the mastery of my trading strategy, with patience and discipline to follow my trading plan every time I trade. 1 year of profitable results on a live account is a critical objective after developing an edge on the demo account. So this is something that I'm targeting or working towards to getting a 1 year's live account. And that can also be a potential target for you. Yours can be maybe 1 month's live account data, or maybe 3 months live account data. After spending as long as possible on demo, that means years, or it could be many months, years, 2 years. Remember, we're not trying to, even though we have been marketed that forex trading is very fast and there's very quick money to be made, and all that misleading information. Treat this as a business, treat it as something that you want to be involved in the next decade, 2 decades. Let us look at long term. Let's not look at making quick money as we are marketed by the mentors and everyone in this forex industry. Let us look long term. Long term can be also in the next 3 to 5 years, the next 5 to 7 years, and the next 7 to 10 years. So let us focus on long term trading goals, because we want to be in this industry for as long as possible. I target to be in a position to work at home full time or at my own pace. I target never to be a full time employee. For me to work for someone else is, in essence, to live their dreams. So, this statement, for me is very important. From the research that I've conducted, and I learned something from Dr. DeMartini, it was values. In our trading, we need to have a lot of reasons in order to be successful in the trading industry. And if we are able to shift that value, or have many reasons why we want to be involved in trading, then we have a higher probability in making it a success. Remember, in any field or any business opportunity, nothing is guaranteed. I am not sharing this information to say everything is guaranteed for me, or by you using this information, everything is guaranteed. Unfortunately, nothing in life is guaranteed. But the important thing rather is that we focus on the plan, and we keep trying, we keep doing, we be persistent. You see, I've spoken about patience, discipline. We keep focusing, we keep trying, we keep doing. That's our objective here. It's not jumping from strategy to strategy, buying cost to cost. We choose one thing and we keep going, and we push to achieve it. That's the objective of forex trading and any other business. So whoever's selling you trading strategies, unfortunately, big lie, big misleading. in the industry. Too much focus on making money, because that's the only way to attract human beings. I mean, if you look at it objectively and you analyze it properly, you see that we tend to be emotional with money, or even if you're not emotional with money specifically, we are emotional beings. So when they market to us that they are selling this strategy, this can make this money, that can make you $10,000 or $5,000, they stirring up our emotions, and it can be very enticing. It's very attractive, to be honest, when you see forex accounts with thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, whatever is being shown there. But what you must take note is it is all misleading. They are trying to trap us by our emotions, and by using that concept. They're marketing us and driving us to make emotional decisions by using money. So be very careful of that. Right. Let us look at I target. Okay, let me explain this. I target to be in a position to work at home full time. For me, what I really value is I value being working at my own time, working without a supervisor, working without following other people's instructions. So this is one of the reasons why I have got involved in the forex trading industry. And then I'm not a fan of the work environment. So I do have many reasons to be in this industry, and it's important to have many reasons to be involved in trading. Otherwise, you'll trade for the first few months and then you leave. So please make sure you really do research before you get involved in this field. Understand what you're getting involved with. I target financial freedom. I target wealth, which is an abundance of time. These are also my objectives. Can you see I have not written anything about money. I target financial freedom. I target wealth, which is an abundance of time. So these are my values. Abundance of time is a value. Financial freedom is a value for me, or it's very, very important. Okay, this is notes that I put for you specifically, or put out for you. Remember, when we use the demo or we're testing, we will be able to determine the lot size per each instrument and how much we need to fund. If, for example, 6 we have 100 USD, or that is the money you can afford to trade with, please request your broker to make your account 100 USD. So what that means is, if you get a demo account and you can only afford $100, maybe $500, whatever you can afford, please make sure you ask your broker to place an amount of $100 or $500 or whatever you can afford, so that you're trading as equivalent as if you had that money. And you'll see, when you do your back testing and your demo testing, you'll understand the charges involved with executing a trade. So that will further help you in your trading development. So that is why I say spend a lot of time in your demo, and you'll get to understand how each instrument operates. What that means is, if, for example, sakes, broker X only allows you to trade from one standard lot from for NASDAQ or NAS 100. You go to broker Y, this broker allows you to trade NASDAQ with micro lots, which is 0.01. You can start trading from there. So that is why it's so important. Find highly reputable and regulated brokers, and have that money allocated, and you can test in your demo account. You can open up, you won't lose no money. You can open up random trades for consistent stop losses, and you'll be able to get the amounts that you can potentially lose. You'll get more information. I'll leave the link of my video on how to strategically fund your live account for more information. I cover it much more in depth. Here I'm just giving you just a basic overview. As you'll notice, we're approximately 40 minutes into the video, and only now am I going into the trading strategy. Hence, I'm telling you that we all are being sold dreams to focus on a forex trading strategy. You'll see the forex trading strategy is just a short section. It's a short section within the whole trading plan. You can see what we've already covered. It only forms a small percentage in a quick summary of the total plan. I have to develop the skill and talent to make my business successful. Think about the training method of Mike Belafuri, One Good Trade. For me, I've read this book by Mike. It's called One Good Trade. And the book is related, or it's more for trading of stocks. But I've been able to extract a lot of motivation and principles from his book. I found it very entertaining to actually read this book. So he gives in a quick summary, he keeps on mentioning, please, or rather, take out or commit to one good trade. Commit to one good trade. That's the word. So we need to continuously execute one good trade. One good trade. It doesn't matter if it's a loss or win. It's got nothing to do with that. It's more following your plan, or it is for following your plan and your set of rules. So now we've reached the point of forex trading strategy. This is the process I will use to scan the markets for potential price action trade setups. Analyze the market conditions. Is the market trending or consolidating? Very important when you look at the charts and you follow in technical analysis. This is for technical analysis traders. In my case, I must take the trade as soon as the setup occurs as per my strategy. I will set up two moving averages, which is the 50 and the 100 moving average, with the breakout, pin bar, and engulfing bar setups. I can enter on either the two moving averages. Entry is based either above buying or below selling the moving averages. Now this is a very simple strategy. If you look at my other videos, you'll see I do cover it. I show you how to use it. I'll give you a short insight soon. So I've put a picture of what I normally trade. So you can see we have an engulfing bar, pin bar, and a breakout bar. So these are three strategies for buying. You can also place your strategy in here after you tested it. So let's say you get a strategy from your friend or from Google. If you Google strategies, you'll find them on different websites, and it's free. You don't have to pay for it. Even these strategies are in the market. If you test it and you look for it, you'll find it. So please go and do your back testing. It's free and it doesn't cost you anything. I'll in the video link or video description, I'll have the link for the back testing video. So back to this, you can put your strategy based on what it looks like. You can place it here in your trading plan. What's important to mention is you can trade your trading strategy can change over time. What that means is if this let's say this is 55% profitable. So this strategies here make me 55% make me money 55% of the time. Now, let's just say you're using your strategy, and while using the strategy or while you're trading in your demo, you obviously, or what's highly recommended is you'll be backtesting other techniques, other strategies. Let's just say you find another strategy which is 60%, whatever that strategy may be, then you can either trade both strategies, or you can decide to remove this current strategies. It will depend on you. It's a personal preference, but this strategy doesn't need to be cast in stone in terms of, or only when you get a new one you can decide which one you want to use, or do you want to continue with this one. So it's a personal preference. I trade all these three strategies at the same time, so it gives me more opportunities in the market. You don't have to use all three strategies. You can eliminate strategy 2 and strategy 3 and only test or only use strategy 1. Remember, you must test this before you use it. This is not to be just copied as is. You have to do the homework for yourself and prove to yourself that it works. While we are, let me quickly show you. This is the Nasdaq or US Tech daily charts. So in my strategy, I've mentioned I use 2 moving averages. What I was trying to explain there, in case you never understood what I typed, overall this market is going higher, or it's bullish. You can see we started at approximately, at the end of the chart on the left hand side, approximately 4,391.4 in the year 2015, and you can see we've progressed, or this broker only gives us data till from 2015, and you can see currently we reached the top or the peak at approximately 14,058.3, and currently we are approximately 13,213.8. That's the price levels which I'm reading on this right hand side here. So we are moving in a bullish trend. And then in my strategy, I've mentioned I can either or enter on any of these 2 moving averages. So what that means is, for this specific strategy, in this case, I have a 200 and 400 moving average. So what this means is, only what we can do is, what I would do is, I mentioned one of the moving averages. I could either enter above this blue moving average, or if price fell down and came to this moving average. Okay, I'm drawing my own moving average there, but it's fine. What I'm saying is, I could enter a trade on this moving average, or that moving average, or this blue moving average, and obviously it will be at a specific level. So the specific level in this case will be this recent swing, or this recent level. That could be one level, and this could be another level where I would enter, and you can see it can coincide with this. If you don't want to use the moving average, you can test. You don't have to use a moving average. You can test or do your testing without a moving average. This moving average just gives a summary of the price, or summary of where we've reached. So it would depend on you. What I do is, going back to the trading plan, the 50 and the 100 moving average, I use it for currencies, and I strictly use the 200 and 400, as in this case. The 200 and the 400 are strictly used for Nasdaq. So you can see this is different. These moving averages differ to, sorry, this moving averages are not the same. You can see here it's 50 and 100, and I've shown you 200 and 400. So each trading strategy can be different for different markets. You have to go and test it, because what works in one market or one instrument does not necessarily work in another market. So again, please do your back testing. Let us continue. So I've showed you can put your pictures of your strategies in here. I will only trade the daily charts while viewing the weekly charts and the monthly charts for a higher time frame perspective. If you work in, this will be applicable to you. As I mentioned earlier, if you are not working and you're interested in trading the lower time frames, you can go ahead and change it as per your needs. Now back to money management and risk management. What is the most logical exit strategy or reward placement on this trade setup? Is a risk to reward of 1:2 or greater logically attainable given the current market conditions and nearby cost support and resistance levels? Minimum ratio is 1:1. What this means is, if you go back to our chart, in our case, if you're looking at this point here, as price reached this level here, it moved away, right? So it reached that point. We never exactly reached the line, but from that point we moved away. So you can see price is reacting from this point, moving away, reacting from this point, moving away. Now as we reach this point here, price bounces away. So price is from resistance, price is now being supported on the top, and then in the future we come back here, price is being supported because it moves upward. From this point it moves upward, it is support. And then if price comes lower to this point, there's an expectation the price may bounce away, similar to what occurred here. There's an expectation that price might do the same thing here. So that is what I was trying to explain in the trading plan. So that would meet up or make up the logical levels. That's where I would start trading from in our case. So let's go back here. This would be one of the logical levels where I'm expecting price to bounce away. So price will do something like that. It might go a little down as shown, and it may do something like this. So this is the logical level. It's recent, and then we have reaction from there, and then I've also showed reaction from here and reaction from here. So this is a good area to look at in the future. In terms of risk and reward ratios, I would based on the ATR, I would use one ATR, which will be somewhere, and then my risk will be approximately that, and my reward will be somewhere from here to there. So this is what I was speaking about, risk to reward. So you can see I'm losing $1, and I'm making approximately, just an example, $2. This is the risk to reward. This is the other significant level. If price came somewhere around here, we would expect it to rotate from this point, because price reached this level, bounced away or moved away. Price reached this level, moved away, and then if price goes to the top here, it may move, bounce away. So that is the significant level, or level that I'm trying to explain in our trading plan, or in my trading plan. So you can see those are the logical exit strategies and reward placements, as I've shown before. I will not risk more than 2 to 3% of my total account per trade. Very, very important aspect. I will only open a maximum of 5 trades. For example sake, if I had an $800 account and I'm using 3% for each trade, 3% of $800 is $24 a trade. That's how you can calculate it for yourself. This is just an example. If you had $800 in your forex trading account, and you know how much you would lose per trade, taking it on further, I will not lose more than 20% of my total account. So you've got to determine and protect yourself from drawdowns and losses. You will always have losses in forex trading. I will not lose more than 20% of my total account. I will reduce my lot size and risk should I lose 20% of my total account. Now this aspect here is a strategy. I believe I've discussed it a bit in one of my previous videos. But what we're trying to do here is, should we lose, or should we have 5 trades there, or should I lose 5 trades in a row? And that would be approximately 20% of my account. So what I would do is, we can either look at making our risk smaller. So instead of using, for example, 3%, we can take it to maybe 2% or 1%. It would depend on us. It's at your own discretion. So we can reduce our risk. And if you're trading with a large lot size or bigger lot size, you can actually reduce your lot size. So this is also a type of strategy. It's a very, very good strategy, because you will, as I've mentioned earlier, from your back testing, you will see, or in my case, you can lose sometimes 10 times in a row. So your back testing will guide you and help you with this and how to work with this. I will take my trade to break even when it reaches 1.2 times the stop loss. So this will depend on you. If the trade goes, if you're risking $1 and you make $1, if you reach your $1, you can tell yourself, I will lift the stop loss higher, or to break even, or to the point where you entered. So for example 6, let's see if I can draw it. If you decide to enter at this predetermined level, which is here, you place your stop loss, which is somewhere around here, and let's just say you're targeting this level here. Now say price comes to this level, the price comes to the level, gives us our specific formation, whatever we're looking for. And to draw this better, here our formation here, with that bar and an engulfing bar maybe to enter. So we'll enter let's say we enter approximately here rather than when I showed initially. Right, let's say we enter here this bar. We enter there, and here's our stop loss as mentioned. Let's write here stop loss. TP, take profit. We're going to enter here. Now, if price does this, and let's say price is somewhere around here, you can take this stop loss here, you can lift it higher, and you can place it at your entry point. That is how we create a break-even stop loss. So you'll place your stop loss at break-even, or if you want, you can, in terms of my plan, it's 1.2. I'll place my stop loss here, so we protect it from further downside once we shift our stop loss. So that is a different technique or different strategy that you can use. I must set my stop loss 1 ATR from the higher low of the candle. So if you go back here, just assume we at this point here. We'll read our ATR, and from our ATR, we would place it, let's just say approximately 1 ATR, which is around here. If you're buying, so that would be 1 ATR. If you decided to sell, let's look at the logical level where we can sell. Let's say you saw price coming into this level here. I personally don't sell, but I will be giving you an example on this instrument. I strictly buy on NASDAQ 100 because it's such a strong trend, such a strong upward trend. So you would also use 1 ATR, which is approximately there for a stop loss. So that is what I'm trying to explain or show. Stops can be moved to create a risk-free trade at a logical level. That's what we're trying to do currently rather with an explanation. Stops can be further moved as price goes in the relevant direction. So this is defined as trailing your stop loss. So you can also do that. You can follow price as it goes upwards to protect your profit. How do I behave during a drawdown period? Drawdown, as I've mentioned, it's a period where you lose many trades consecutively. So you can end up losing, based on your strategy, sometimes 5 times in a row, sometimes 10 times in a row. So this is what that is referred to drawdown. I must employ the method of reducing my risk. If there is a loss as per my criteria, I must start with much lower risk and build it up to the current risk. So this is very similar to what we've discussed here, or I think I've already explained it. So that's more of it in words. You can read that. My objective is to protect my capital and trading account. Very, very important. You can see that we've mentioned that we're going to take a max. Once we reach that 20%, we have to reanalyze and redo things, because if we don't, and we had to lose 5 more trades, we would lose another 20%. Now suddenly your account is down by 40%. So we're trying to protect ourselves. We don't want to lose 20% again. So that is why we define that as above. If there is no money in my Forex account, thus I cannot trade. That is why we're trying to protect ourselves using that technique or method as explained before. And then here I have other considerations. What currency pair am I considering trading? Is it a major pair? As you test, you can test different major pairs and then determine if you want to add it to your portfolio or not. Did I check important upcoming economic news to see if there's an important news release like non-farm payrolls and what time will it be released? So if you use investing.com or myfx, let me take you back to this information here. If you use my investing.com, or my FX book, these two applications give you the news and you don't pay for anything. It's absolutely free. So they tell you when the critical news will be released. Right. Make sure you only trade off your setups. I think I've discussed this before. I had it written: trade as per your plan, which is the obvious setups, and trade at significant levels. Never panic or become anxious in the face of missed trading opportunities. This is a very common thing that happens to us traders. You see an amazing move, and unfortunately it didn't meet your requirements, or you're busy doing something, and unfortunately the price just takes off and you miss the opportunity. Remember, the market will be open again tomorrow, and never fall into the trap of getting on every move. So trade your plan, please. Avoid being Superman or Superwoman. You are only human. Humans are not perfect, nor is the market. So in this case here, you actually want to coach yourself. You will feel, or you most probably will feel, disappointment, a bit of frustration or anger if you missed a big move and a potential quite a bit of pips to be made. So be your friend and don't be hard on yourself. Remember, you got your back. Okay, let us look at this. How do I improve my trading? Firstly, I need to improve my thinking. Continuously backtest, demo test, read and understand basics. So I practice this myself. I am continuously backtesting. In fact, I spend much more time on backtesting than live trading. The reason is I love and enjoy the process, and I want to be in a state where I know my strategy in and out in different markets. So I'm always working on myself. Have I done deep breathing and visualization before the trade? You can have, if you look at top performers or top individuals, they have a type of ritual that they use or they do before signing a contract or creating a product or giving a speech or giving a motivational talk, you'll see they do some sort of visualization or deep breathing. We can also do that in our trading. It's used for anchoring and also creating a habit or pattern before we execute our trade. So we can also do that. Very, very nice. Do I have positivity notes or pictures near me? You can definitely have motivation. I personally have a lot of charts and self education or self development notes were near me or on my wall or surrounded by me. So, for example sake, I have this chart which has purpose, mindfulness, future in those, or on this specific chart which I'm reading. For my purpose, if you have a purpose and it has an impact, then you will be driven to complete. And for example, mindfulness, quickly use this as a strategy or practice regularly to reduce stress and find calm. Get calm and composed. So I have many charts surrounding me to give me, inspire me, motivate me, something that you can put anything that resonates with you. For example, says I am the champion, or you are limitless, or any anchor words to drive you forward, to help you, to guide you, to self coach you. I will be tested psychologically in this field. No doubt, any trader or all traders, all of us, we all tested psychologically in this field. This field is not for everyone, unfortunately. That's the truth. As I mentioned, it's high risk and you can lose all your capital. Assistance will be talent or anyone who is ahead of me. I must fight and carry on and never say die. So this is type of motivation to help me and guide me, because I am self-coaching myself. The person I need to become in order to be successful. To be a great champ, you must believe you are the best. If you are not, pretend you are. Motivation again. Believe in yourself. Confidence is the most important trading tool. Experiments have shown people who believe they have an edge and often perform better, even when their belief was unfounded. In many cases, thinking that we are limited is itself a limiting factor. Again, as I mentioned, we are based on your belief structure or where you come from. You will be challenged. Your belief structures will appear while you're trading, while you're doing business, while you're at work, and it will affect you. You may or may not recognize it, but there will be an impact. So we just persevere, or we keep going forward. We keep pushing. No matter what, there is accumulating evidence that suggests that our thoughts are often capable of extending our cognitive and physical limits. Repetition, continue to repeat goals and targets and focus. This is very, very important. If I'm going to make a trade, I must trust myself. Put in the work every week, do an analysis. So you can see here, as humans, we tend not to follow plans and structures and rules. So we have to anchor this and make it a habit. You'll see this whole plan is a habit, or we're trying to motivate ourselves to create habits to achieve our goals. Put in the work okay, I already read that. Clear your head and go for it. Here you want to be mindful, or you want to be in the present moment. That's how it's defined in psychology. Or if you practice meditation, that's how they recommend people do or follow. Learn to stop thinking about the negative. Our brains love the negative because it's old. Our brains are about 2 million years old. They love negative. So beware of that. You can, if you, what I can also recommend while we are on this topic is read a lot of self-development books, or try and get yourself involved in self-development. It can be simple things like how to manage time, how to fight fears, how to be better, how to be limitless. So all different aspects of self-development will really contribute and help you move forward in your goals. Again, to bring to your attention, we're not we're not saying anything about strategies, even though everything is marketed about strategies. We self-development, if you speak to all this, you speak to, if you've listened to Tony Robbins, if you've listened to Marissa Peer, if you listen to all the so-called, I would refer to them as giants in the psychology or psychological career or self-development career, self-development is the most important thing, or one of the most important things to do for yourself. You can really take yourself to new levels with self-development. So I have your stop the dwelling, focus on the goals, set up for success, be positive or learn to extract positivity, create habits, take my life to another level, use Mike Belafuri method, which he used to mentor his trainees. I've mentioned about that earlier. Greed causes temptations for a trader to enter the markets without doing the necessary research or homework. Traders entering the market without doing the necessary research and developing a tested traded plan or strategy will quickly discover this mistake. What I'm trying to say here is be very careful of greed. Because we're emotional beings, there's a temptation not to trade with the stop loss. There's a temptation not to follow our trading plan. There's a temptation to do something other than the trading plan. That is why, again, I can't understand why people are focusing on selling us strategies when we need more psychology. Because me, you, and everyone out there, we're affected by greed. It's a natural habit. We want more. I mean, even in achievement, when it comes to forget money and making profits, we want to achieve more. There's a lot of people have a desire to get more degrees, more qualifications, to get more courses under their name. Already there's that type of greed, right? And then look at trading and this industry or the investment industry. There's temptation to make a lot of money. It affects me, it affects you, it affects all of us. So we've got to be very careful of the greed. Greed is another thing which is very internal, which can actually destroy our career and destroy things. So be very careful of greed. We can counteract this by having, that is why we spend 1 hour and I think it's 18 minutes so far on focusing on the trading plan and the structure to achieve what we need to achieve. So be very careful of greed. You'll know if you're doing greed or you're following greed aspects when you're not trading your plan. You've got to watch yourself. You've got to coach yourself. Distractions which directly affect my trading and emergencies. Phone calls must be avoided, and any conversations which can hinder my trading ability must be avoided. I must never be distracted when placing trades. Keep it professional, keep it real. This will help you. Let us do it like this. We want to be successful. We want everything to work for us. Let us focus on keeping trading professional. I need to have 2 mobile networks for training. The reason that is, if a network fails, then there would be a backup network. This is a strategy you can use depending on where you live and your network, the quality of your network. You can have maybe 2 different networks, so you cover yourself up, or you protect yourself. If one network falls or is not working, then you have another network to help you. So that this is to give you more support in your trading. Concentration is extremely important. Trades must be taken when I'm in proper state. I have shown you or explained this quite a bit. The 3G card, or router must also be near my laptop for backup. You can also have another router for backup or a third item should there be any complications from your network. And then to round off the trading plan, these are the pairs to trade and look at. You can see that those are the pairs that I have interest in. I don't trade everything. So you need to backtest. Once you backtest your trading plan or your strategy in these different pairs, then you can either have it in your portfolio and you can remove it. You don't need to trade so many pairs. You can even focus on 3 or 4 at a time, or maximum of 3 or 4. There's no need to trade everything. And remember, each strategy, as I've mentioned before, one strategy does not work in different markets unless you proved it to yourself. Unless you proved it to yourself. Right, so we've covered the trading plan. We spent approximately 1 hour and 21 minutes on this. I'm very happy to have served. I don't have any more notes as yet. So I know it's long and I love to over deliver. I'm very pleased to serve and show you my trading plan, and I hope you take it and use it for yourself. But don't go away, because I still have to reveal the ultimate secrets that everyone's hiding from us. And I also want to explain or show you why 90% of traders are failing. So are you ready? I hope you're ready, and I hope you're still watching the video, because this is also very important. I hope you use this information and share it with your friends, your family. I hope you make them aware, because unfortunately the industry is, if you can say, full of corruption, full of misleading information, full of lies. So let's go. And boom. Ultimate secrets to forex trading that no one is telling you about, and why 90% of traders fail. I'll try and go through this as fast as I can. The forex gurus or mentors, etc., whoever they are, want you to focus on strategies. They want you to focus on quick money, profits, etc. There is massive focus on this, and this is why 90% of traders fail. The proof: look at all the misleading advertising on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. They're always showing how you make money. They're always showing money, money, money. Another reason a strategy is relatively easy to create and even fast to sell. I have shared some strategies, or I share strategies in my videos, and I shared in this forex plan. It was not difficult to create those strategies. If you go through Google or you go through different videos on YouTube, they actually give you in the videos strategies. So you take those videos, you take that information and you test it. If you get positive results, you can potentially use it in your demo or live account. So please don't pay for any strategies. They show their profits. Now, when I refer to they, mentors and whatever they call themselves, experts, forex gurus. There is a quick word. I'll refer to them as they show their profits most or all of the time, and people believe it's quick money. And this is why 90% of traders fail. They mislead that they win 90% or 100% of the times. And when you believe this, or when people believe this, this is why 90% of traders fail. You believe that since you see their face on YouTube, Facebook, etc., that they are so honest and have their amazing story from poverty to riches. And this is why 90% of traders fail. You believe testimonials which are fake and created to entice you to believe that everything is legit, right? And this is why 90% of traders fail. You see $1,000,000 forex accounts or large accounts. You see this and you believe, wow, they made so much money in forex trading. Forex trading makes people rich. And this is why 90% of traders fail. Remember, it's not our job to prove anything in terms of where did they get so much money to fund in or place into their accounts. I am just making you aware. For example's sake, did their forex accounts get money from an inheritance? Did their account get money from a previous job? Did they win a lotto and put their money in their trading account? Did they have previous businesses and use that funding to trade a forex account? Did they sell courses or signals and now place money in the forex account? How about their IB, which is an introducing broker? They pay you and you get the money, and which can also be used in your forex trading account. So I'm just bringing it to your attention just to be aware of this. This is very, very important. I've been looking at the industry from 2015. I've been to many free events or events that they have where they market themselves and ask you to come and see what they do. All of it is honestly a waste of time and money, in my opinion. I've been there. I've been for 5 or 6 events. There's no truth in the industry. There's too much of false information, and this is why many of us will, or many of the traders will end up failing. A big example, in my opinion, did they over leverage and over risk to make money? Are you aware that there is certain luck in trading? For example, buying Bitcoin in 2015. So some people just bought it and later they have a high net worth, as maybe they forgot about the purchase of the Bitcoin, or they just bought on a feeling or belief that it would be worthwhile. Very common. It's happened, or it's happening now. What about them risking most of their account to make money? I saw some statements and reverse engineered one. The mentor risked 25% on this one trade. He did win, but it also can go in the opposite direction. If you look at the forex accounts and whatever they're showing us, you got to be very careful on who you join. I about a month or two on my Facebook account, I took a profit statement, which is they normally extracted from MetaTrader for mobile, and I managed to see how much he was able to risk and stuff like that. And I found out that from my calculations that he risked 25% just on one trade. So many of the people are from my 6 year of studying the industry and seeing what other people are doing. Many of them are risking. Some of them have a million rands, which is approximately $70,000. So what they do is they open up trade, they buy in one direction, sell in one direction, and if the market goes in one direction, they would like to close the other position, and they have a lot of other techniques that they do, which is high risk. A lot of them don't trade with stop losses, and they have inflated accounts, and then they come to you and they show you, or they market on Facebook and Instagram, that they're making a lot of money. Remember, if I sell a product to you, you are part of the sale, or you are the potential market for me to make money. It's a very important aspect to understand. So remember, from 6 years, again, I'm going to say it again, I've seen enough rubbish, if you can say it like that. Maybe not the right term to use, but I'm going to say it as it is. There's a lot of BS that's been shown, marketed. It's misleading people, and people end up blowing their accounts, which is not fair at all. And this is why I did this video. It's because I hate the industry for misleading all the people. So let me try and get back on track. If they gave you a belief structure that you don't lose in trading, and this is why 90% of traders fail. Now, what I'm trying to say here is, with all the profits and marketing in Forex trading, more often than not, we see that they're winning most of the time. From what I've seen, it's like they win 100% of the time from the marketing. And we tend to believe it, which is not right for us. So be very careful of this. Don't let them give us false belief structures. By backtesting, you can actually see the truth of this. I tested personally, for example, NAS 100 or NASDAQ at a specific time. Obviously, I can't remember as yet. And based on my price action technique, which I showed you earlier in the plan, I lost 10 times in a row. So what I'm bringing to your attention is, you can't win all the time. We are here to manage our risk, and I've given you the strategies on how to manage your risk. You'll never win 100% of the time. Even 90% of the time is, wow, I would like to see someone who wins 90% of the time. And anyway, when I did this backtesting, I lost 10 times in a row, and I've got data to prove this. So if you want this information, or you want this data, comment in my YouTube video and let me know. Let me give you proof. I can show you from the data, based on the exact strategy that I'm using, that I lost 10 times in a row. And it's not only for NASDAQ, NAS 100, even for currencies. You can lose sometimes 5 times in a row, sometimes 10 times in a row at different times, because the market is fluctuating. Different times, different years, you have that drawdown. So be very careful of the fake information. Okay, this I have explained here. This is known as drawdown, and we all go through this. So don't be hard on yourself. Coach yourself. Be that loving friend to yourself. When you lose, or when you go through a rough patch in trading, be there for yourself and be that anchor for yourself. Come back to your plan. Let your plan motivate you. Let your plan give you the direction. That's why the plan is being created. It's to support you, to give you support, or we can say to give me support, to give you support, to give everyone support. If they sold you a dream and they tell you this, trading is so easy. I've seen this numerous times. Trading is for everyone. I've seen this on many advertisements. Anyone can trade. False. That's false information. You know why? Imagine I told you, or I tell the whole world, everyone can be doctors. Don't you think that sounds absurd? Imagine I told you becoming a doctor is easy. Doctoring is for everyone. You can already pick up it's already misleading, because in the world not everybody wants to be a doctor, and the field of becoming a doctor takes anything, from my understanding, from 5 years to 7 years, and depending on what you specialize, it can actually go up. If you specialize in neurology, it would take up to 14 years, or if you become a psychiatrist, also 12 to 14 years. So you can already see, I have to show you the truth, and everybody's passion is different. Everybody has intentions or feelings or whatever we're going to call it, to do different things, or their callings are different. So beware of this. Please tell your friends and family to beware of this. With the above, it's important to do research before you take on any career. For forex trading, please understand what you're getting involved with before you jump to become rich in 3 months. Trading is a career. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all your invested money. Beware of this. They never tell you that trading takes years and years to develop the skill. And this is why 90% of traders fail. They mislead you and show you their cars, houses, watches, and their lifestyle. And this is why 90% of traders fail. Too easy to do this. In fact, I got quotes on how much it is to hire a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, etc. I was just intrigued and I had to do this, and I just got prices, quotes rather. They market their easy forex robots, their courses. They want you to believe that if you have their course, you have some magic formula. Unfortunately, it's not like that. It's never going to be like that. Imagine if highly successful businesses, for example, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, told you they went for the specific course and they were suddenly were able to create Tesla and Microsoft and Amazon. Totally misleading. Their businesses, if you study it, came from ultimate failure. Most of them, or all of those businesses that I mentioned, they've been failing. Maybe not failing in Amazon itself, but they have had other businesses which they failed, or they've had projects or different aspects which failed in their businesses. And there's nothing bad about failing because they use their failure as learning. Failure is the stepping stone to success. So please don't believe that there's some magic formula in signals, in robots, in courses that you've been sold. And signals, when it comes to signals, please do yourself a favor. Find out from your country's financial conduct authority if this is classified as financial advice. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is in different countries, there's different rules. If signals is classified as financial advice, then only specific businesses or individuals who have specific licenses can only offer signals. So please find out as per your country, and this is why 90% of traders fail. So I've summarized here that the courses, signals, etc., all misleading information, and hence the failure. Most courses are boring, to be honest. What I actually mean is they have no significant value, no content that drives people. Remember, everyone appoints themselves as mentors. So it's just too easy for people to get scammed or to be misled. A lot of people sell Google courses or from websites, or from what I've seen, they teach something from another mentor. I've seen this in numerous times. They're using other mentors' information and they teach you the same thing, so it comes down to the same thing. It's like we in a circle or type of loop, going from point A to point B, back to point A, back to point B. In the sense, we're going, one person's misleading the other person, then the other person is misleading another person, and then it continues in that loop. That's what I'm referring to. My opinion is do courses with registered businesses or organizations. Now, if you looked at my video on how to get a free investments course, what you'll take note is I have mentioned that there's an organization from my research known as CFA and CMT. You can Google them. They are highly respected and highly well known in the investments or technical analysis field, because your CMT course covers different aspects of technical analysis. If you want more information on this, please look at my video titled How to Get a Free Investments Course. I'll definitely leave the link of that video in the description on this video that I'm creating. So please look out for that. If you work with registered businesses and you have, let's just say, you have problems with signals, or you depend based on your country, let's just say you're a business, or rather you're working with a business and you lose money and you have problems with their signals. At least if they registered a proper registered business, you have support such as ombudsman and different support structures to help you if you're having conflict with them or you're not happy with their services and things like that. Please don't take courses from your friends and from people who are unknown in the industry or not proper registered. That's the best advice I can give you, because the objective is to save you money. From my research and from being around a lot of people, whether it would be WhatsApp or meeting people in person, they have mentioned to me that they've been to courses, it never helped them. They've been here, it never helped them. They've been there for forex trading, investments, stock courses, and they haven't really received any help. So please, I urge you to work with registered businesses or registered universities or registered organizations who give courses on forex trading and investing or whatever knowledge you seek. Let us move on. As for robots, I personally would never sell my robot if I made one. Why, you may ask? The reason is, first of all, no business or individual shares their specific business tool which generates income. In trading, in order for one person to win, the other must lose. By me keeping other losers in the market, by not selling my tool or robot, I can make money. Anyway, you are an income source when you buy a robot. No robot is coming to save you. On the market, there's many robots, and these robots say they win 90% and 100% of the time. Please be very careful of this misleading information. As I'm trying to explain here, if I have a tool which can make me money and I know how the market operates, in order for someone, as I've explained, in order for me to make money, someone on the other end needs to lose money. That is how the market operates. So why would I sell you a tool which puts me at a disadvantage? And with a market which has trillions of money, trillions of dollars which are exchanged a day, so they say, so research says, you can Google it for yourself. Well, why would I now want to sell you a robot? And with I think it's $5 trillion that is exchanged a day, I have this so-called magic robot and I have access to a market of 5 trillion. Now suddenly I want to sell this robot. Why am I not using this robot to extract from the 5 trillion US dollars? So you've got to consistently ask yourself questions. And this is why 90% of traders fail. It's because we believing lies and rubbish, and however we were, as harsh as it sounds, that's how it is. Okay, they further attract you to money. For example, they tell you use one standard lot size and you could make 50 pips. And for 50 pips, you can make $500. They tend to do this. Then they also say, or they save, let's just say, for example, a micro lot, 0.01 lot size, you make this amount of money for this pips because their analysis was good or analysis has worked. So you will see a lot of analysis on the markets, or rather on the advertising from these mentors and whatever you want to call them. So yes, it's very important to do an analysis, but you joining someone because they get their analysis right, or you see them marketing as so, is not something you should do. The reason is doing an analysis and you taking the trade on in real life. Now remember, we did a very big trading plan together. You got effects of emotions, greed, you affected by someone fighting with you, or someone, or loss or death of a loved one. You're affected by all of this. So the point is, be very careful of them telling you can make this money, you can make that money, this analysis is equal to that analysis. Even those mentors themselves, when they're placing trades or they're doing that analysis, they're also affected by us based on the same things. So they also make mistakes. Is if you do research for yourself, for example, Jesse Livermore, if you do research, you'll find that he, back, I think it was in the 1900s, he was a trader, he made a lot of money and he lost a lot of money. And from my research, he it didn't go well for him. So he made a lot of success and then he lost his money. And the idea is, don't expect too much from mentors and all these people in the industry. The reason is the market, we don't have no control of the market, and the market can do whatever it wants to do. You can be the best and you could potentially lose your money. So the market treats everyone equal. So if you lose money, don't feel down, because even your mentor loses money. Even though they don't show it, but they lose it. So don't be hard on yourself. They tell you they're going to trade for you. Now this is very important. Please don't let everybody trade money for you. In different countries, it's illegal for people to trade for you. So please find out from your country's financial conduct authority if it's legal. Always work with legit and registered businesses. Okay, I've mentioned that earlier. The safest route for us to follow, or if we want to get a mentor, if we want to get a course, as I've mentioned, work with registered and regulated people. If you want to learn about trading, perhaps get involved in a broker if they offer those services, forex broker. Or you can also look at joining a hedge fund or learning from a hedge fund by going to them. Make sure you always with professionals, and then it helps reduce your stress. Because if you get scammed and you pay for courses that don't have value, then only you are responsible and only you can be blamed because you want to get rich fast. Remember, as I've mentioned, this journey takes a long time. It's process after process. Don't be hard on yourself. We need to keep pushing, keep trying. There's a lot of hope, there's a lot of support. There is support in terms of reading books, reading helping yourself with self-development, committing to self-development. So I've reached the end of my video, and I hope My hope and my wish is this video will be a 10 million view hit in the future, maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. I would hope this video reaches 1 million views, maybe 10 million views. I hope it impacts people. You can see we're reaching almost 2 hours, and I'm very pleased and happy, as I mentioned before, to serve you in this way and to give as much as information as I can give to help you to take yourself to new levels. You have a base and foundation now based on the trading plan. Please use it. You can adopt it to your lifestyle. What if you're happy with aspects which are similar to my plan, you can use it. If you're not happy, don't use it. So it all stems down to you, what you want to do and what you want to achieve. I hope this impacts you and helps you. This is Masons from Masons Forex Trading and Investments. It's been a pleasure to share whatever I've experienced over the past 6 years. Once again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've survived the almost 2-hour program. Also like and share this video. You can also find us on Masons Forex Trading and Investments by liking our page on Facebook. Until the next video, goodbye.